Let me ask you about something that I spoke with former President Bush last weekend. We were talking about whether or not enough forces were sent to Afghanistan to begin with, and he said something interesting. I want you to take a listen to it.
What happened in Afghanistan was that our NATO allies turned out, some of them turned out not to be willing to fight, and therefore our assumption that we had ample troops, U.S. and NATO troops, turned out to be a not true assumption.
Would Afghanistan have played out differently had NATO forces stepped up to the plate with combat troops?
We really, from my perspective, fought Afghanistan for years from an economy of force standpoint. And I have said for a long time that we didn't have enough forces there. We didn't have enough U.S. forces, and we didn't have enough NATO forces. That was, from my perspective, because we were heavily focused on Iraq, and I was literally looking at the resources that were headed in both directions. And so as we have changed the strategy, focused, and gotten the resources right over the course of the last year, this is the first time we really are where we need to be in terms of executing a comprehensive strategy.
But would you agree with the premise that some NATO forces did not perform in the way you expected them to perform in terms of combat?
I'd actually come at it from a different point of view. We've worked with our NATO forces, our NATO partners, over many years now, and in fact, as we have increased forces over the course of the last year, they have also added an additional 10,000 forces. So while it was under-resourced sort of across the board, I think now we have the resources and the unity in NATO that we just didn't have before.